Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris from Global Vibe Clothing. And this video that I'm about to do is just a brief walkthrough of one of the hoodies that I'm designing currently that I'm gonna try to drop in 2026. And just to chop it up with you guys and be a little bit personable, and let you guys know about how I think and how I move and what I'm doing here with my brand. I'm gonna try to do a couple more of these videos, and it probably has some more with my face in it, but based off of what I got going on, I'm trying to shoot the screen. So, and I got a screen share program that I'm trying to learn how to use too. So I'll probably do that next time. But right now, I'm just trying to do something real quick and get it uploaded or whatever, and keep it raw with you guys. So in my journey of doing this whole clothing brand thing, I've been watching and paying attention to the heavy hitters and some of the lower movers at the bottom of the totem pole, and there's been a lot of discussion about how people actually create their garments and things of that nature. But I know that the guys at the top, the ones with real motion, know that in real life that shit don't matter. But there are some people that have their opinions about it. I think that everybody, no matter what, however you create, as long as it comes out dope, it's gonna stand the test of time. Your brand will build off of that, based off of whatever tools you got. And I guess I want to just say, this is me talking about how, like, you use what you have. You take whatever tools that you have, whatever knowledge that you have, whatever access to programs or hardware, whether it be heat pressing, whether it be DTG printers, DTF, screen printing, whatever it is that you use to make your craft come to life, make it come to life, man. Me, myself, I like to use a plethora of different things. So I'm going to walk you through one of the hoodies that I'm working on currently. This is not the finished product, but it's damn near finished. It's some distressing and maybe enlarged hoodies, stuff like that I might add on to it, but you probably won't see that until I actually get the sample made. But outside of that, man, take what you have and use it to the best of your abilities. Learn your freaking craft, man. Learn your freaking craft. Me, myself, I'm a person that I do want to be successful in this and actually turn profits and stuff like that. But I do this type of stuff because I tap into the creative side of who I am as a person. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they do it because they want to feed their family. You know what I mean? Like, you could take this and make hundreds of thousands of dollars and feed your family and all that. And that's their passion. You know what I mean? And that's great. You know what I mean? All of it's great. It's all good for the clothing space, as you all might call it. But yeah, man, I think that, back in the day, any person that's in the arts, they know graffiti guys, a lot of graffiti guys in New York and Cali and all these different places, Chicago and Atlanta now, and China even. Like, these people are creative, and they study the people that their forefathers and the people before them. So I think that with everybody using the Virgil rule, that you take a little bit from this and this person, I think that the lines have got blurred as of what true creativity is. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I think that a lot of times the people that are truly creative, that don't borrow anything from anybody, they're the ones that get thrown under the rug, because it's like nobody wants to see that. They want to see something that's already been done before. And it's hard to get people to take a chance on something that is truly creative, like from the skull. Like, you didn't take no garment from nobody. Like, and it's kind of hard to do that in the clothing space, because a hoodie is a hoodie, a shirt is a shirt, a sweatshirt is a sweatshirt, a flannel is a flannel, a bomber coat's a bomber coat, a Letterman jacket to Letterman jacket. You just got to add your own flair to it. But when I'm talking about creativity wise, like, you see so much stuff being recycled that nobody's really trying to be innovative to bring something else that somebody else can copy, if that makes sense, or that somebody else can take and flip. I think the new thing now is bedazzles. People's putting jewels and all types of stuff. And, you know, rockers used to do spikes and all that shit on their stuff way back when. The press buttons and all that stuff, like all of that stuff has already been done before, but it's just about how people are implementing it in their pieces and their garments and their design. So I don't think that no one person that's creating is better than the other person. It's just all about how you actually use whatever it is that you're borrowing and make it your own. And I know so many people say that, but there are so many people that say that they're also using it the same way that everybody else used it because they want to have that high sell value. You know, do something different. Do something totally freaking different. Take a chance. I saw a video the other day of a dude that was basically selling a hoodie that looked like it was destroyed by a fucking lion. Like they just held it up in front of the lion and let him take his claws to it, but it was still a hoodie that was selling. He was selling 50 to 30 units a day, you know, and I was just like, wow, you know what I mean? But it was the creative factor about it. You take that joint, put it on a solid black or white shirt on top of it, put that on top of it, man, you got some fire ass shit that ain't nobody ever seen. But it's just about how he was able to convince people that it was something that they needed that made it the dope part, I guess. So we're not just selling garments anymore. We are socially trying to manipulate people into buying something that, you know, we can say that they need and they really don't need. But fashion is fashion, man. You know, just like music is music. There are all types of music that you listen to that are just going to vibe. You know, my musical palette is raw. You know, I know that a lot of my videos and stuff like that, I listen to all types of stuff. You know, I listen to chill vibe music, instrumentals. I listen to classical depending on how I feel. Like, I've sampled all types of stuff. I've sampled a toothbrush. I've sampled a crunching bottle and turned it into some music. And people would never know it because of how I used it in the music. The same thing goes with anything that you're creating. You know what I mean? So a lot of people will start on a path of creating something in their entrepreneur space, and then they'll end up doing something totally different, but it'll be because of, you know, they got good at something else that they felt like they could corner the market and make money off of, because ultimately in the end, that's what we want to do, is make money. But I want to do something that's dope, man. I want people to feel good when they put on what I've created for them. I don't want it to just be like, yo, I'm trying to make money off of you. But at the same time, I want you to feel good and say, yo, man, this shit is fire. Like, I fucks with it. You know what I mean? Type shit. So to get into it, you got to learn what it is that you're using. I don't care if you're using Adobe. I don't care if you're using Procreate. I don't care if you're using Photoshop. I don't care if you're using any of the other web-based programs that people are using now that, you know, can basically just copy and paste or do whatever it is, because some people don't have the actual knowledge or the time to be able to go through and learn this. I've been doing this for a long time. I used to design my own beat CD covers before I started designing clothes. So I know a little bit about what I'm doing in the program that I use. And just for people that are out there saying, well, yo, man, AI, man, people be using AI. Yes, you're going to see a lot of AI in everybody's shit. And they're not going to tell you that because somewhere in there, somebody told people that it's not good to use it, even though people will use AI to plan out their whole, you know, calendar for how they're going to do their content releases. Like, nigga, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? It is the same thing. If you're using it, you're using it. If you're not using it because you pay somebody else to do it, they're using it. You understand what I'm saying? And people like me who actually do this, like for real, like do it all the time, you can tell. You understand what I'm saying? I can say, and I can attest that when I first started using AI. I wasn't very crafty. I wasn't knowledgeable enough to know what it was fully capable of, but I can now say that now I do know what is usable and what's not. You know what I mean? I've come up with some dope shit, and then what I've still found is that a lot of the shit that I create on my own is way flyer, because it has no limitations. It has no, copyright of something else stamp on it. It's straight out of my brain, and it is what it is. But I like to say that you take everything that you have, you shape it and mold it into your style. And that's how you can be innovative. That's how you can be different from everybody else. If you're using a certain type of tool, or if you're using a certain type of stitch, and that's your trademark and you've mastered that, and that's what you're going to put in all your garments, that's how you make yourself stand out from everybody else. You know what I mean? A lot of people say that there's a formula to everything, but nowadays people are breaking the formula. There are people using spray bottles and cloth paint, and there are people that are sewing and they're just cutting out cloth and putting on top of there, and distress lettering, and they're sewing distress lettering patterns and all that. They just going crazy with it, and it's because those people that originally created those ideas, they didn't know how to do certain things, or they just didn't have the time. They just said, well, what would be fly if I just did this and put it up there just like that. And they mastered it. They just worked on it until the point to where the people that were already in the game, because of something that they designed that was great, that everybody is using now, took it and blew it up even further. You know what I mean? Like, now people are cutting out letters and putting it on stuff and making it distressed with the raw lettering, distressing on the outside. Like, yeah, somebody came up with that. There was somebody that did that shit first. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's going to steal from everybody, but saying that you can't use AI or you can't use somebody else's idea and make it your own in the same space is crazy. So I say this: you take whatever it is that you're doing, whatever system that you use, whatever creative idea that you use, what kind of system you have, and you make it the best of your abilities. You make it your own style. You make it your own patent. You know what I'm saying? And it'll never be your patent, because a lot of you guys are stealing shit from everybody. Like distressing, everybody's using distressing. And whoever came up with that, matter of fact, distressing was created just because of the simple fact that motherfuckers wore a pair of jeans that they liked so much that they just started eating through the fabric, and them motherfuckers would not let that go. They wouldn't let that pair of pants go. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just kept wearing it, and then it became a style. These hoodies that people are creating, distressing hoodies. Skaters been wearing it. This is my lucky hoodie, man. Every time I wear this shit, I do a kick flip and I land that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I never fall on the half pipe when I wear this fucking t-shirt, bro. This is my shirt. And then it became distressed, worn out, off-white. And then people took it, and all of a sudden, now you got this style that everybody latches on to. What are you going to do that's going to change the game and be a signature piece that you can contribute? What are you going to contribute to the game? You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. What are you going to contribute to the game? And that's how I try to think when I'm designing, man. Like, I want to do something. Sometimes my stuff is simplistic, like this hoodie that I'm getting ready to go over with you. And then sometimes I come up with some shit that I like to think that ain't nobody else already done. And that's very hard to do. It's very hard to do, combining different things and, trying to make it be different and make it pop. It's very hard to do that, and I can only say I can probably done it once, maybe twice, if that. And then, but yet and still, you can always find somebody who did it, and they probably did it better, or they didn't do it to the ability that you think that you did it. Like, you probably think you did yours better. Long story short, we're all in the same game. Nobody needs to hate because somebody's getting more money off of a technique that they mastered. Half of the time it just be that their story's better than yours. they're free people, they're free thinkers, they're better at communicating with people and being able to tell their story to where people are more relatable to it. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not the fact that nobody is hating on. It's just that it's too many people hating on each other. You know, when in all actuality, we're all in the same game and we're all telling the same sauce. Everybody's doing the same shit. It's just that it's certain people's time now, and it's just not your time too. You know, and the people that are still working relentlessly to try to keep pushing through until they break is the ones that are going to be the next person, you know, that everybody can take from or hate on or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So with that said, let's go ahead and get into breaking down this hoodie real quick. I got about 5 minutes on this video. So yeah, so whole time this is proof of concept that Global Vibe Clothing and yeah, me, Chris Harmon, I design my stuff. In here you got your tool palette. It's got different things that you can cut. You got a fill bucket. You got your paintbrush here. You got stuff that you can use for shadowing, stuff in here that can help you curve your lettering and make it look the way you want it. You got your little alphabetical thing that you can add text in here. Some of this stuff is very simple stuff that you can do, but it's what you do with it as far as like the shading and the overlapping that give it that little touch or whatever. Yeah, so over here you have layers. Your layer box right here, down here in the bottom, this is what compounds your design and makes it look better than what it is. It makes it look better than just plain and simplistic. You stack these on top of each other until you get the desired look that you want. You know what I'm saying? So you see how I moved that? It changed the whole complete look of how my design looked, which is not what I wanted, but I got it to where I want it. You got your lock button here where you can lock all these layers in place. So if you decide to be working with something, you want to move it off to the side and work with it separately so that the lettering is not on top of it or whatever. You can color it, design it, you know, put whatever kind of designs you want on it, added that texture to give it that, you know, Chanel feel or whatever, or, you know, raised up embroidery, whatever it is that you're trying to do with that, you can put all that in there. And like I said, I can start removing with this eyeball, I can start removing layers to show you that I created every single piece of this. You know what I mean? Very simple, very simple. I'll tell you that the most hardest part of this whole design was the design that I did on the back. This lettering and all the curving and all that stuff and fixing the lines, which I still got to touch up a little bit here. All of this stuff has been locked and merged together. Like I was saying, you can click right here and merge down and actually merge everything together, so that way you can hold it as one solid piece instead of it all being individual. But every last one of these pieces, every letter, every line, every period, you know, all of this stuff was one single item at one point. And then when I finally got the design the way that I wanted it, so that I didn't destroy it or mess it up, I merged it down to create one full size item. That's the same thing that AI does in ChatGPT. It just does it 10 times faster. And just to break it down for you people that don't really understand how graphic design works and AI works, that's all it does. It does what we do. Those of us who know how to use a graphic design doll, it just does it 10 times faster. That's not cheating. That's called working smarter, not harder, for those of you who don't understand the difference. Now, there are people out here who don't care to use technology like that, and they design this stuff by hand. They try to make it look exactly the same each time. That's why they can go out and say, and they get the credibility of saying, hey man, every one of these garments that I create, not one is the same. So whenever you get a garment from me, is yours. Nobody else has one that looks exactly like it, but it does look, they've gotten so good at it to where they can almost make it look almost identical, especially if they're using outline tools and patterns and all that stuff. They can get it pretty close, you know, but there's always going to be that originality when you're using raw paint and you're using raw materials. And I commend them for that, because I think that's one of the dopest shits ever. Like, you can get a 1-for-1 piece every time that you sell to somebody. And that is a great fucking selling point. But people that like us that use graphic design, when we take our stuff to bulk, everything is going to be exactly the same, except for if there's a, you know, say for instance, the thread is running out on the machine at the manufacturer, or they don't quite, you know, they get in a rush and start printing them so fast that, you know, one of your prints is off and it doesn't look quite the same, unless you do something like acid wash. Now, my shirts, the reason why there'll be a 1-for-1 to everybody is because the wash on each shirt is different. The fabric is washed differently on every shirt. So that's my selling point. I can say, yeah, man, your shirt is original because the wash on the shirt is not identical. The distressing is not even identical. Yeah, so it's the same thing. It all depends on how you look at it and how you want to break it down. You know, so people need to be very knowledgeable and be careful about what they say and what they're talking about, because in all actuality, like, everybody's piece can be original, a one-on-one piece. You know what I mean? But a lot of people are just in it for the manufacturing part to try to get this bread and get it out the back door. They're bringing it in the front and getting it out the back. You know what I mean? That, you know, but everybody has their tricks and their things, you know, their professional, their professional style and way of doing things. And that's okay. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. We all in this shit together, doing the same shit. You know what I mean? At some point, everybody's going to be copying everybody and doing a little bit of everything. I'm just saying, you know, be happy that you have something to inspire to. You know what I mean? You know, there's some people out here giving away the sauce, and there's some people that don't want people to give it away, the sauce. But what I think about that is element of surprise. There are some people that say that they hate people that are too exclusive. What they mean by that is that they want to see what you got. And the reason why they want to see what you got is because it might bring an idea for them to pop up, and then the other ones, the real professional ones, they know you need to be out there. You need to put yourself out there. You need to fail. You need to have people tell you, yo, your shit sucks. Or you need people to tell you, yo, I could work with that, but I would change this and change that. You need to have that constructive criticism to be able to grow. And then there's some people that say, yeah, man, you're too exclusive. And it's mainly because they want to rob your whole shit. And, you know, especially somebody that already has clout, that already has money, they can go straight to the fucking printer or go straight to the design book and then send that shit off, you know, especially with against somebody like me who's starting out, who's still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? They could take your whole shit, run with it, and then have niggas thinking that they came out with it first. You know what I mean? And it's like, nah, you still need that credibility. You know, and I honestly, that's how I feel about it. Like, when you drop something, unless it's so identical, unless it's just so original that it's only original to you, people will bite your shit. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's good, and then sometimes it's bad, because if you don't have the damn clout that the person that took your shit has, everybody will forget that you ever even created it. So the element of surprise will always be king. I don't care what nobody tells you. Don't let nobody tell you to release your shit or show everybody what you got prior to that, because next thing you know, somebody will tell you that shit was trash, and they'll have that shit on their shirt or on their design or whatever. Somehow, some way, they'll have it on there. Some people will just blatantly come out and rob your shit and take it and release it. You know what I mean? And then it's another discussion. That'll be another discussion you'll be having in the courts. You know what I mean? If you like that. But like, yeah. My personal opinion is, yeah, man, unless you already have the sample done, and, you know, like, I don't think that nobody's going to take my stuff, because a lot of people already know that I'm a little guy at the bottom, but that's how everybody does. The people that are on top, they got to stay relevant. So they're going to try to find the next hottest designer that hasn't blown yet, and then take what they're getting ready to put out, and then make it their own or add their flair to it and say, well, I can make that better. That's kind of dope, though. You know, they'll tell you, yeah, man, your shit's fly. And then next thing you know, motherfuckers is got several fucking crop tops and fucking all types of shit jumping off. You know, motherfuckers got windbreakers dropping and Letterman jackets and 12 other motherfucking, you know, like this. I saw a young lady that she did a drop of 5 different fucking Letterman jackets, all different colors, and every last one of them bitches was fire. They were so dope. But Letterman jackets have been around since our parents were in fucking school. That's where that shit came from. You know what I mean? So one could say, yeah, and, a hating ass nigga would say, oh man, niggas been doing Letterman jackets. You done stole that shit from somebody else. No, she just paying homage. You know what I mean? But the way that she constructed her shit was fly. You know what I mean? It was dope as hell. It was original. You know what I mean? She used some unoriginal colors, that I've never seen on fucking Letterman's jacket. My mentor, he did the same thing. Shit was fire. You know what I mean? A female version. That shit was so fucking hard. You know what I mean? Crop top, but for boys and girls. Fucking beads and rubies and all types of shit on that bitch. Man, the color selection was fucking dope. You know what I mean? But yeah, so for folks, be careful. You know what I mean? Folks will take your shit. They will, and the thing about it is that it's okay because that's almost like them paying homage to you. And I struggle a lot with that in the beginning too. But I don't think that I'm that raw yet that nobody's going to take nothing from me. So, and that's not me selling myself short. It's just know that I'm not under that magnifying glass yet, or maybe I could be. We'll see. You know what I mean? But yeah, so let's get into it. So yeah, so some of the details, if you look right here, it's like a Letterman hoodie. I guess you can call it that because this is going to be Chinelli. This whole gray piece back here, some of this lettering, if I can get them to do it right, the white, all this whole patch is going to be Chinelli. I'm going to try to get them to do that and then do the one on the front as well. But if you look right here, it has the official date that hip hop was created, and then I went 20 infinity, just to say that we're forever growing and we're forever getting this shit popping. But yeah, this whole design I created, the lines, the lettering, I picked it, I selected it. I had to doctor up some of this lettering because it was so glitchy and graphic. The graphics look crazy, so I had to zoom in and actually paint some of this stuff. But now it's already been merged together as one. So I could go back and undo all that shit, but I'm not. But yeah, that's what the patch is going to actually look like. This is going to be a full Chinelli raised embroidery type deal, with the different colors, the gray, the white, the black. And like I said before, like I told you before, as you see, I can remove this shit. All of this stuff I created, and you see I still got to do some work with cleaning up this lettering right here and some of this stuff here. So just to let you know that I design my stuff, yeah, there's a few times that I might use AI. Maybe if I want to create a picture or something, I have a picture in my head of what it's supposed to look like. I'll bounce some ideas off and then I'll cut it up. I'll chop it up. Like say I wanted a full body of a scarecrow, and then the only thing that looked good was the head. So I'll cut the head off and put that bitch on there and, doctor it up and do whatever I got to do. I'll take it to the graphic design program and make it my own. So the way that you use AI and the way that you use other people's material, it should always be some way that you're creating your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be out here just robbing motherfuckers, taking their shit, or just plain out using AI and not doctoring it up and making it look good. I had to learn that lesson real early. Yeah, man, this has been a surreal moment. I like it. I appreciate you. I'm gonna try to do a couple more of these, and just to give y'all a quick flash through of some of the stuff that I'm working on. Yeah. I'm gonna just give y'all a brief look. I got another hoodie coming out. I like that one. That's kind of raw. I got this crop top sweatshirt version right here. That's gonna be pretty dope. Trying to get away from putting my brand on everything except for the tag. So a lot of this stuff is gonna be grown. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that global vibe on there or whatever, y'all, or not. I'll probably take that off. I got a couple belts that I want to do that I'm dropping out, that I want to drop. This is one of my favorite pieces. I like the Spiritual OG hoodie. It's got a mix of Jesus with Buddha, Buddha with the gold chain, He rocking the little prayer beads and all that. This lettering I got from my mentor. I know that he was officially one of the first ones to do that, but I took the lettering and freaked it. It's pretty dope. I got the Go Get It money bag t-shirt. I don't know if I'm gonna keep Obama on the back. I like him, but I don't think I'm gonna keep him up there. And like I said, When you look at these things, this stuff is all me. I did this very simple, but I had to paint those bags individually, or I painted one bag and then just copied it, because once I got one done the way that I wanted, I could do the rest. I chose the font, this dollar bill, I had to doctor up. I blacked out those parts in there, I actually had them create a distorted version of Obama because you can't actually use his official face. You know what I mean? You have to actually do that. And that's just like the Marley here. This is a fake Marley. This is not him. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be very creative when you're doing stuff like that and be careful what you're doing. But you get the point. You get the reference here. You know what I mean? I was originally going to make this a moon, but I went with the sun anyway because we shine bright. But anyhow, like I said, yeah, man, you got to be very creative. You know what I mean? So any of this stuff that y'all seen real briefly here that you like, let me know. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know if you fucking with it. I know a ton of manufacturers are probably going to hit me up and tell me that they can make it. Those of us in the clothing brand space, you know how it go. This your boy, Chris Harmon, signing off, man. And always, man, create your own vibe, bro. Know the code, know the vibe. Peace.